This is one of those audios that I didn't exactly plan, but I knew I didn't needed to make it. It's because I have spoken about my work before, but it was mostly while I was still figuring it out myself. And now it has been almost 1 year, or say 11 months or so. And now I feel that I can finally explain this space in a much clearer way. Like what kind of work lives here, why I create it, and how everything is actually shared. So what happens now, many times this kind of work get placed in a wrong category. I actually realized this as I was checking my YouTube channel analytics, and YouTube was actually suggesting my work in the videos that are not actually categorized for my work. So it made me think that perhaps even YouTube needs some pointers from me. So people just assume that the work I do, it is perhaps motivation or quick life advice or like affirmations, surface affirmations, or like preaching some teachings, like emotional teachings or spiritual teachings. But this is not that. Even when I touch emotional or spiritual subjects, it comes through all lived reflection. It's not me telling anyone that what to believe. I just share what I lived through. And I'm basically not trying to fix people or sort their life for them. What I do here is something quieter, but also more practical than it seems. So what happens now, there are many people who feel deeply but cannot always explain what they are carrying. Like there are certain emotions, phases of life, inner shift that are actually stay unnamed. We don't have any name or definition for that. And sometimes they may not understand why something still hurts, or why people keep on repeating some emotional loops, or why a certain life feels heavy, or why you feel disconnected even when everything around you looks normal. And when there are no words, there is a lot of confusion, and it stays for a very long time. You keep doubting yourself and just reacting blindly, circling the same feelings again and again. So, my work exists to give words to those unnamed feelings, truths, life patterns, and inner shift. And I call it translation. Because many times the feeling is present in us long before we understand about it. But the point is, why is this translation even necessary at the first place? So I feel that many times we try solving the wrong problem simply because we have not understood what we are truly feeling. So it's like you are down with fever and you just pop some paracetamol because you know it helps, and sometimes it does help, but sometimes it doesn't, because without knowing the root cause, you cannot take any random medication and just rely on it. And sometimes it doesn't work because the root cause is different, and we are treating something that is not apt for that root cause. So similarly, I can say, let's say someone is carrying grief from a relationship due to some relationship issue. So because they don't understand that this is grief, they keep on thinking that maybe I just need one more conversation, maybe I need some kind of closure or some kind of explanation and to just get over with it. And in this process, they keep blaming themselves, or they try distracting themselves so that they don't have to sit with this. Now, grief in itself is already one pain that is not going anywhere. But all these wrong attempts to add another layer of pain on top of it, like, like you are just making it more difficult. Because grief usually does not need all kind of rushing we are doing. It often needs time and acceptance why something happened with you. And it doesn't include blaming yourself every day. It needs some space. It needs some, it needs you to allow that feeling to move through you. But when you do not understand that this is grief, we try to rush it and solve it through people, having conversations with them, try to solve them, or maybe suppress it. So basically we are applying the wrong medicine and make the whole experience more complex than it already is. So the original pain remains, but we make it more complex instead of solving it. Same goes with emotional depletion. Like sometimes we just call ourselves lazy, or we force discipline on us that no, we cannot stop. And in that situation, sometimes we just actually need rest. Or maybe there is some fear that someone will leave us and we just cling harder to people, when maybe we just need to change our perspective, or we just need to shift our focus on ourselves. So the point is that this is why naming matters. Naming what is going on. Because it's not because by naming that feeling, that core feeling disappears. No, the feeling may still be there. But now when you name it, you stop adding that unnecessary second pain layers to it. And you understand what you are actually moving through. You kind of stop fighting with yourself so much. And when you have that clarity, you respond with less panic. So, of course, this kind of work is not naturally for everybody. It is for people who think deeply, feel deeply, and process things quietly, and basically want to understand themselves and life with more honesty, more truth, more clarity. And people who are always asking what this phase of life is teaching me, or why am I feeling like this, or what is really happening inside me. So this kind of work will resonate with these kind of people. So this is how everything is working here. And I also know that many of you may have come across my free pieces on Spotify or YouTube or different socials, but may not fully know that what my deeper work holds. So I wanted to explain this whole space here as well. So the thing is, my reflections fall in two categories. So some pieces are free reflections. These are kind of short notes, like quick mirrors, food for thought, or some passing thoughts, passing realizations, caught in real time while life is just unfolding. So basically, these are just simple observations while I'm still in the middle of feeling or try to understand something. So when you listen, these kind of short free reflections, they may instantly make you recognize a feeling and leave you with something to think or to sit with. But there is another layer, which is a deeper work, the paid work. And these are kind of fuller reflective rooms. These reflections come from my own real life examples, from my own personal lived experiences, the truths that came after I sat with it so long that I could see it from a different perspective. So it is not just touching a feeling, it is basically unpacking it fully. It is tracing of deeper emotional pattern that lies beneath the feeling. So these kind of deeper reflections are there to help you understand that why this feeling actually exists and what is the truth that sits below it. And these are the pieces that you can sit with for longer and feel more fully. And this is because, and this deeper kind of work is paid. And it's paid because some truths simply need more space than a short note. And these cannot be held in 1 minute or one paragraph. These kind of need deeper processing in slower rooms. So that is why there is deeper paid work, because it's not just more content, it's deeper content. And I have put all this in one Notion page, and I'll leave the link again in the description of this audio. I always leave my Notion page link in all my audios. You can find it in bio if you are on any socials connected with me. So all the free work, deeper work, all kind of other categories are mapped there. I keep on updating that page in real time whenever something new comes up. And you can explore that page. It's easier to explore and depending on what resonates with you. So if you have been quietly looking for this kind of reflective space, you may feel at home here. And that is all I wanted to share today.